Floating the Ying.
Why do you just have that photo? All right. I feel like we don't actually have the mods on stream that often. Do y'all want to say hi? We can go down the list.
Wug Trio.
None of us know how this game works. Hope we can figure it out as we go along. And that's it, folks. So maybe let's play a test round with just us, and then I'll just like display the code, and then whoever in chat wants to jump in can, and then maybe we'll just use the in-game VC.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're writing the charges. Oh, wait, so then I don't put myself in here? The defendant's name is...
Someone in chat gets to go on
Bench.
choose something. Bench.
Identity fraud.
The witnesses were a little girl and a dog.
Little girl and a dog? Wait, it's first person?
Yes.
What are we doing? Hold on. There's a notepad.
I don't know. What are the rules?
I just like
what do I do?
cards. Whose turn is it? What does tab do? It's a card game?
Okay. There's a
Why is there no tutorial? Okay, I see why we should use the like built-in VC now, because then the judge could just fucking mute us.
Oh.
So how do we end the game? Can the judge like, we got
I think I have to give my verdict.
Oh, you have a verdict. So the democracy is fake?
Wait,
The
what did
democracy,
the
I'm pretty sure it is fake.
wait, what?
Oh, last chance to vote, but it doesn't matter. Twitch chat can weigh in, but the judge still passes the verdict. So this is an improv comedy game where you try to make the judge laugh, actually. Let's go! Okay, I'm gonna upload a Sapporo photo. Here you go. Oh my god, it rotated it. Perfect. Why is it rotated?
I see the witness is accused of being French.
I can pet the dog.
You can pet the
How
dog.
do you pet
You can pet the dog?
Oh,
I present to you a fake passport
that's unfair.
planted in the pockets of Sapporo.
Oh!
She has pockets?
Yeah, she has pockets! If a cat wore jorts, would it be like this or like this?
I require
Like this.
I require evidence on how a cat would wear these pants.
The jurors are working really hard. I'm sure they'll have great examples for
Okay.
All right,
I see
I
this
have
has been turned into a chicken.
I have Sapporo's business card. Oh my god, the chicken!
I just wanted to see.
What is that? Wait, did
untransform them.
Did Ara do that?
Okay, gang.
Wait,
Breaking news.
That's what it is.
So Sapporo does have pockets. Yeah.
anyways, the prosecution. Do you have more evidence to present?
Oh yes, excuse me. I earlier presented the business card, but was rudely interrupted by the chickenifying. Sorry, the chickening. I was interrupted by the chickening. So as you can see from the business card, it says it all in the title. Sapporo has self-declared that she is French. So I don't see why any of this debate still has to go on if her business card literally says Sapporo and then the title reads French cat.
That's just her other crime of cultural appropriation.
Appropriation.
She can't actually be French. This can't be.
Defense, what say you? These are serious accusations. Serious cataccusations, one might say.
I present to you evidence of global malware, and this malware hijacked the business card printing operations.
Do you mean meowware?
Therefore,
I see. So
someone hijacked the printing services and printed out a French business card.
I see. So you're saying they were framed.
Yes.
Also, how the hell do I call a witness?
I just want to say that I looked over and Sapporo's currently licking her butthole. So that's her comment on the
That's not what a
situation.
French
That's
person
a
would be
pretty
doing.
French thing to do.
That sounds kind
Two totally different takes. Wait, so what is Blazon's job?
just to produce evidence and fuck with everything.
Oh, you're
Is it the
producing
breaking
evidence?
Yeah, the breaking news.
I'm the
counts
one
as
making the
evidence.
news.
Oh, I thought that was Sid over here.
He's controlling the narrative.
Call the witness again. I can use this thing to bring them.
Call witness.
All right, that did not seem to do anything.
That worked really well.
Try again.
Oh, there it is. Oh, shit.
We made it.
Okay, or question your witness.
Can you testify for the Americanness of this cat?
Of course, as a yeehaw American, I can do my absolute best to testify for this wonderful cat, Sapporo. I've been accused of having a French truck. I don't like the make of French trucks. I like my Ford F-150. It's very big, Texan. And so with that as my witness, I would like to say that Sapporo too shares my wonderful affinity for Ford F-150s, which would not be seen in a French cab.
With Ford as my witness.
Okay.
All right, yeah. I would like to call my boss to the stand. Can you confirm or deny the allegation that driving a Ford F-150 is enough to prove that somebody's American?
Well, as a French, well, I would not approve of the Ford F-150, as they are very big cars and would not really fit on European streets. French people do drive, and in fact, I have met many people who would in fact go to America as a French person and
I have pictured Sapporo with the American flag.
Oh.
She's got a trucker hat because she's so American.
That car's about to hit a deer.
No!
All right, prosecution, you get the last word.
Hard. I get the last word. All right. Here are a plethora of internet comments. As we all know, everything you see on the internet is real, in fact. And this is a very large collection of definitely not cherry-picked internet comments, all alleging, with illustrations and photographic evidence that couldn't possibly be fabricated because everything on the internet is real, that Sapporo is French. Here we can see an image of her flying a French flag, standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, wearing a beret and holding a baguette. And it does not get more French than that. So that's my final piece of evidence, and I rest my case.
Guilty.
Yeah, that's it.
Straight to jail.
Sapporo is guilty.
It's the crime pretending to be Notch and making Minecraft.
Making Minecraft is a crime.
Surround sound.
Oh my god, I have so much
Head is
power.
slow.
Oh, MIKU is accused of making
Witness,
Minecraft.
homeless man and little girl.
Prosecution, will you please present your case?
Today I'm presenting the case of Hatsune Miku making the accursed game Minecraft. You may not think this is a crime, but it is. Today I present to you a little black notebook. How is this evidence, you say? It has the source code written down.
Handwritten source code. in a little black notebook. Okay. Thank you, prosecutor, for your clean and clear statement. All right, defense. What is your retort?
So, not only is my client innocent of the crime of making Minecraft, but this whole notebook filled with the source code, I can tell you exactly where it came from. See, she went on my
Put it down, I want to see.
because she was so curious in how she could destroy this abomination that she bought the source code to study it and take down its rightful maker, which is not my client.
That is a very compelling case. Prosecution, would you like to respond?
Yes, thank you so much. You see, the defense seems to think that the defendant has gotten this notebook off of the dark web. But if you see this evidence, it is a blurry photo of them, in fact, writing the source code in the notebook. If it was true that they bought it off of the dark web, how do I have a photo of them?
Incredible. What can you do against a Git blame? Let's go.
Your Honor, my client was waiting at the doctor's office at the time of that photo being taken. I think the
Hatsune
photo
Miku
doesn't prove anything.
Can get sick?
You're learning a lot about my client today, Your Honor.
All right, I hand it back to the prosecution. Please continue presenting. Oh, would you? I did not intend to. All right. Would you like to call your witness to the stand? Prosecution.
Yes. Well, you see, Your Honor, the defense says that Hatsune Miku was at a doctor's appointment, which crazy, because Hatsune Miku doesn't get sick. This is a known fact. But in fact, this man here was there to witness Hatsune Miku darkly writing in her notebook the source code. Hatsune Miku had come on dark times after the disappearance of Hatsune Miku. And she had no money. She had to resort to making Minecraft.
As a money-making
Please explain
scheme.
more.
Yes, I saw all of this. I saw the mining, I saw the crafting. Everything. I couldn't believe it myself. Even I didn't think that Hatsune Miku could get sick. I knew she was sick, but I didn't think she could get sick. As a
You
homeless
could
man,
say
I
she
saw
has
everything.
little
I see everything
bugs
on
in
the
her
street.
system.
Oh! Oh, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Oh.
Miku on the news.
r/game dev. Oh shit! What was the rest of it? U/H Miku 30 days ago. How to make mining game advice. All right, defense. Would you like to call your witness to the stand? This crying little girl.
I would
Sorry,
love
am
to call
I
my
both
witness to the
witnesses?
stand.
You are both witnesses.
Two characters.
Okay,
Characters.
okay.
Now
Oh,
you are a
wonderful.
little girl. Your Honor, it is true that my client made this thread on the game dev subreddit about making a mining game. But as you can see by this heartbroken child who we've called to the stand, a child who hates Minecraft and has met my client Hatsune Miku after multiple concerts. I believe my witness can attest to the character of Hatsune Miku and why she would never make Minecraft.
I just didn't think that Hatsune Miku was into Minecraft.
Witness.
I never thought I'd see Hatsune Miku in cube form. And then I did, and it was awful.
I rest my poor grieving witness.
And as disturbing as it is, we can see that children everywhere are affected by the horrid creation of Minecraft. But judge, jury, and everyone, let me tell you a story. After Project Sekai, Miku knew that it was not enough. She stayed up late thinking about what else she could star in, what else she could make. You thought that I only had the tiny little black book, but in fact, you will see that I also have a sticky page book. And in this book, not only did Miku have the beginnings of the source code, she has all of the pseudocode used before she coded Minecraft. If she did not, in fact, make Minecraft, why does she have not only the source code, but also the pseudo? I rest my case.
Jury, judge, prosecution. We can all agree that Minecraft is an abomination. That the creation of this game was not in good faith. And I can understand why, especially with a Reddit thread in game devs, and with so much code in her notebook, one could understand why it might be thought or accused that my client created Minecraft. But in fact, she was a part of a different game project. As this drill will show. A drill that is not in the game Minecraft, but instead is found where she actually put in her game development work, Fortnite, Your Honor. Okay.
I'm currently debating if we need to declare a mistrial. And given the new evidence available, look at Spit over there. That's what I wanted to make a world that was mine. The real question is it a more serious crime to develop Fortnite?
Straight to jail.
Death penalty, as our juror over here has stated so clearly. However, order in the court. I would like to remind everyone that despite compelling evidence that Hatsune Miku, well, actually full admission of the defense that Hatsune Miku has developed Fortnite, it does not preclude the possibility that she also developed Minecraft. And so, if I can ask the prosecution to continue presenting evidence, your last piece of evidence.
My last piece of evidence, yes. So, as we can see, all Hatsune Miku wanted was to once again see the relevance of Project Sekai. The defense says that she created Fortnite. We say that she created Minecraft. But in the end, what are you voting for exactly? That's right. You're voting against the creator of games that are crimes against humanity. Minecraft, Fortnite, doesn't matter. They're both abominations. They both make children cry all around the world. Would you let Hatsune Miku go free? I think not. I rest my case.
I now give the defense one last chance to defend themselves.
Your Honor, jury, If we were to listen to the prosecution today, and we were to just judge any person who steps into this court based on any crime which they have committed in the past, I'm sure there's reason for many of us to be arrested. But it is not the presence of any crime which matters to a court, it is the presence of the crime that they are strictly accused of. That is what holds our beautiful judicial system together. My client has a business card, and on it she lists 2 major accomplishments: famed musician and developer of Fortnite. I ask this court to uphold justice. Hatsune Miku has been accused of making Minecraft by this baseless prosecutor, when in fact she never did. I ask you to please only judge on the crime which she has been brought to be tried on. I rest my case.
Incredible. Incredible. Thank you, everyone, to the defense and the prosecution. I was about to say for being so civil in this court. There you are. All right, we're doing great. We're doing great. Since democracy is fake, I am ready to deliver my verdict. Thank you to the defense, to the prosecution, and of course to our 2 very distinct, totally not the same witnesses. I do appreciate the balls. I am hereby judging because actually democracy is real, and I'm going exactly off of whatever Twitch chat said, which we had 1 person vote guilty and then 1 person tried to vote not guilty, but it didn't work because they all capsed it. And so due to hanging chads, we will be following the > guilty command and voting that Hatsune Miku is in fact guilty.
Corrupting the youth.
Why do you just have that photo?
Prosecutor, you may begin.
Fake news.
All right,
Fake
Your
news.
Honor, I am here today to show you that the defense is guilty of corrupting the youth, and I would
The defense is guilty of corrupting the youth.
Okay.
Well, I would like to say, first of all, you can just look at the defendant's face and see that they are clearly corrupting the youth. I mean, look at that. That is lewd. Secondly, I have leaked DMs in which they are corrupting the youth and talking to the youth in private one-on-one DMs as a content creator. Can you believe that? Shame on you. Shame
This is how I finally get canceled.
Shame on you.
The twit longer.
Were you secretly a Minecraft YouTuber? What's happening?
So let's see. Oh, breaking news! Trial of the century. Ying corrupting the youth, and it's just a redraw. Your Honor, if you will allow it, I would like to present something maybe perhaps a little bit more metaphorical, which is this lonely puzzle piece. And of course, because I am my own defense,
Your Honor, I would like to say that
it turned to look at me. This puzzle piece is an expression of my state of mind. In the world of content creation, you will often find that it is very hard to form genuine connections. And I, much like this puzzle piece, was lonely and adrift and could not find my people. And so I reached out to everyone that I could have feasibly formed a connection with, including my, at the time, much smaller and more personally connected audience. And so these leaked DMs that are presented are not actually an expression of anything other than my very understandable seeking of human connection, actually, at a time of great stress.
That's all you got.
Prosecution, you may continue with the presentation of evidence.
Ying claims that they were in a confused state and that they, as a result, reached out to some of their audience to try and form a connection. I would say that they went much further than that, and my evidence to that is a ring. They proposed to one of their chat members. That is not just looking for a connection, Your Honor. That is certainly corrupting the youth, taking advantage of their innocence and parasocial relationships to trick them into a marriage for tax purposes, I assume.
Breaking news. Ying's marriage a fraud? Taxes?
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion. All right. In my defense, I would like to present this stalker letter. The ring was, in fact, as you can see from the evidence itself, it's inherited. To defend myself against the stalker, the ring was simply cover to get them off my back. That's it.
In prosecution, please feel free to let me know when you would like to call the gardener to the stand.
I actually like to call the gardener now, if I may.
The gardener?
Hello, can you please verify your occupation for us, gardener?
I am just a gardener.
Thank you. Now, have you ever been hired by the defendant?
Have I been what? Wait, can you say that again?
Have you ever been hired by the defendant, the one that is being accused of corrupting the youth?
I don't know. I'm just a gardener. I'm stoned as hell.
I would like to share these internet comments in which Ying accuses their gardener of being this stalker that they say they are scheming against. Can you please tell us whether or not these claims are true, or is Ying a big, fat, pants-on-fire liar?
I have never heard of this in my life. I just tend to my plants. I bake weed brownies. I can't really say anything else.
Liar! You've lied to the court.
Defense, do you have any questions for this witness?
Let's see. Yeah, should I question this witness? All right. Take a look at this incognito costume, which clearly you can tell that they are not dressed currently as a gardener, except for the fact that we know them to be the gardener due to their identity as a witness. This costume is in fact a gardener's costume. Okay, we are being interrupted by breaking news. Ying's wife discovered?
Wait. We must now know if the witness's name is Arashi.
But the defense's claim that the witness is using an incognito costume. Defense, you may continue.
Yeah, because they're not actually a gardener. This was just a costume. It was something I invented for the sake of everyone's closure due to the fact that we never figured out who the stalker was. So we were like, all right, let's just let's make a little story out of it and make sure everyone feels good after the fact. And so my not gardener here, we just grabbed someone off the street and put a gardener's costume on them, and there you have it. Now I guess they're being brought to the stand as a witness, and I guess the prosecution here didn't do sufficient research by cross-examining their so-called gardener witness before bringing them to the stand.
That is a tough job, prosecution. Gardener witness, if you're even a gardener, you may leave the stand. Prosecution, you may present more evidence. Be more careful.
I have
with
some
your
evidence.
witnesses in the
An
future.
open package. This is a package that was addressed to the person who bought that incognito costume, and it was stolen by Ying. They set this entire thing up, try and make the prosecution look silly, so they can get away with their tax evasion scheme. And now look at them. See, they're printing out so much paper balls.
I like balls.
Happy Pride to you.
Chat, clip that chat. Clip it now.
Defense, you may continue with your presentation of evidence, and please let me know if you would like to call the male woman to the stand.
I would, in fact, like to call the male woman to the stand.
Male woman confuses my brain.
I'm a mailwoman.
Male woman?
Oh my God, look at you, male woman.
You may continue with
It's because I was a
questioning of your
mailman
witness.
and then I transitioned.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
You are so inspiring.
Okay, so to my beloved male woman here, who obviously is a bastion of this community, because how would we ever receive our mail without them? I would just like to confirm through this security camera footage that what we have seen here as a so-called opened package was actually just a case of my neighbor getting the wrong package. So they opened it, saw it wasn't theirs, and returned it to me after. Can I confirm that this was the case?
I believe so. I don't exactly remember every package. I don't believe I myself inspected it, but I do know there was something that went wrong that day, and I am not quite sure.
All right, thank you. That is all I have. Stop looking at me. Oh my God. Every time I look at that thing, it's so creepy.
That vague.
Prosecution, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes. You
Diaper.
claim to be a male woman, correct? And you claim that you are able to corroborate Ying's claim of the security footage showing that it was a mistaken package.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry, I got
The
distracted.
question was claiming to be a male woman that is corroborating Ying's security footage, is saying that that package is in fact not as nefarious as I am claiming.
I'm saying I forgot.
You forgot what?
Everything.
Your Honor, I think we should strike this witness's statement from the record.
The defense has already stated that our male woman forgot.
But the whale woman cannot corroborate the defense's claims.
But that does not make her statement irrelevant to the case. You may continue your cross-examination.
The whale woman is a criminal. They are not a male woman. They're a criminal. I have their electronic bracelet right here that they slipped out of. Bailiff, arrest this person.
Slipped out of?
They're wanted in 15 different states and 3 territories. And at least 2 continents.
Are we trialing Ying or the witness?
Both!
The plot.
Are you saying this because I'm trans?
I support trans rights and trans wrongs. In this case, you're definitely doing wrong.
Defense, you may continue to the presentation.
Yes, my final piece of evidence. In the same way that I opened today's, oh god, I can't look at myself. I would like to present as my final piece of evidence this stained apron. In the same way that I opened my argument with the lonely puzzle piece, which was more a metaphorical item than an actual concrete piece of evidence, similarly, I would like to present this stained apron that I have brought to many a cooking stream. The accusation that I'm on trial for is for corrupting the youth. However, as we all know, an apron is symbolic of being industrial and hardworking. There has been a litany of different accusations presented by the prosecution as to whether or not I have fabricated evidence or brought people with amnesia to stand as witnesses, or I don't know why there are pee stains on the sign over there, but frankly, none of this has anything to do with corrupting the youth, and I ask, Your Honor, that you look at the evidence in front of you and see that, if anything, despite many attempts to cancel me, that I am everything but a corrupter of the youth. In fact, I am an upstanding citizen, and I hope, as one of my many missions as a streamer and content creator, to be the bright example and mentor and role model. In fact, that is what I strive to be for the future of our nation. And these are lofty goals, but this stained apron, I think, shows that the proof is in the pudding and that I am a doer, and my actions speak louder than any evidence submitted at this court. So I rest my case. Thank you.
May I hear from the jury? I wait on the third juror. With input from the jury, I have prepared my ruling. In the case of Ying versus the state of the youth, I find the defendant Ying not guilty.
Yeah! Thank you all for joining. That was fun. What did you guys think of the game? Like, speaking honestly, because I like to.
So fun.
That
Yeah?
required so much concentration. I was
It
like
did.
so locked in. But
I definitely want to play more.
Whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, have a wonderful time of day.
Wonderful time of day.
I will see you all next
See you all
week.
next week.